Are you saying that the guidelines will not be amended and that this is the final 32 or 33-page document for the 2019 elections?
Well, first of all, guidelines, INEC is empowered to make guidelines. And for now, we think this is the best we can come up with. We consulted, certain fears were taken care of. We amended the draft guidelines in accordance with good observations, which we thought would serve the process better. Those amendments, those alterations were done. Now, it's important to know that INEC has a power. Nobody has doubted the power of the Commission to make guidance. It does have powers to make guidance. It's constitutional, and it's part of the powers conferred on it by the Electoral Act. Now, people also tend to forget that apart from being an election management body, INEC is a regulatory body. In making those guidelines, none of those statutes, the Commission is not required by the Constitution to consult. But we think it's international best practice, in accord with international best practice, to actually consult to those who will be regulated. But nowhere in the world will you have people to dictate to the regulator what should be and what should not be in the guidelines. When we have ideas and we think it's superior to the ones that have been put forward, we take them in, look at the legal structure. If it's within the legal framework, we comply and get those better ideas into the process. We're happy to engage with stakeholders. We have engaged with stakeholders, and we see no reason now why this guidelines should be. Because if after the exercise we see shortcomings, we'll still go back, consult, and make necessary
on the issue of policies you're putting in place to capture the physically challenged and also those that are internally displaced, what are you doing, especially their PVCs, and perhaps for those who have left their states and are in IDP camps that are outside their state, what are the policies that captures them? Okay,
as for the disabled, we have just recently launched a framework document, a policy document, framework on access of persons living with disabilities in the electoral process. That was compiled in conjunction and in consultation with PWD experts, PWDs themselves, and PWD organizations. Driving this was also the Joint National Association of Persons Living with Disabilities, JNAPID, which is the umbrella body for persons living with disabilities. We've compiled this document, and the first objective of that document is to ensure that they are carried along. We're committed, we're an inclusive organization, and INEC has a contract with them and contract with society to make sure it's an inclusive organization. So a lot of their fears, we've done audit of polling stations, polling units, for example, in conjunction with them. Some CSOs have done that, given us the data, and we use these things in the deployment of assistive aids, be they ballot guide, Braille ballot guide, or assistive aids like magnifying glasses and stuff like that. So whatever assistive aids we have special posters going to be published in all polling units for those who are hard of hearing and hearing impaired. So we do these things in conjunction with them, in consultation with them. We've done a lot. As for the displaced persons, not all displaced persons are in camps. In fact, there are not many states that have camps for internally displaced persons. But yes, we recently launched that. I think it was well covered by channels and other TV networks. Special provisions are made for people. Actually, we identified 15 states where there are sizable numbers of internally displaced persons, and they have been taking care of the special voter education for them to enlighten them about how they cast their votes and cast those votes seamlessly.
Thank you. Always a pleasure having you, Mr. Oluwale Osaze, who's the Director of Voter Education and Publicity with the Independent National Electoral Commission. And let's bring you some of arrangements that INEC they have made in ensuring that people living with disabilities, including the blind, those with impaired hearing, as well as albinos, will participate. And they're saying they will duly do so at the forthcoming general elections without difficulties. This was, of course, this assurance was given in an interactive session where we spoke to the Professor Antonia Sabine, who was the INEC National Commissioner there.
The Commission, unlike any other, has done a lot to relate with persons with disability, to bring attention to this issue. So when I tell you about the location of the ballot box, we no longer want a situation where you finish the process here, the ballot box is high up, maybe in front of a classroom down there, and then a person with disability cannot by itself go and put it there. We ballot box will be put at high levels. The polling unit, the voting cubicle, will be left at levels where everybody can have access. We are not able to build ramps or whatever, but they will be easily accessible to everybody. People who are blind, Braille has been provided, but we are also aware. Brailles are the reading manual that blind people use. They can touch. The ballot paper is put inside the Braille jacket, and they can touch to feel the logo of the party that they want to vote for. But we know that it is only if you have gone to special education school that you can use that. Now, persons with this form of disability can bring their own trusted persons to assist them on election day. Poll officials are not allowed to assist persons with disability to cast their votes.
And Channel Television will continue to bring you the latest as we, of course, head into the general elections. That's it on Lunchtime Politics at this time. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker.